Welcome back to the SprintLearn Hub course. Last time, we explored the idea of Agile as a mindset, a flexible way of approaching work that focuses on delivering value incrementally. Today, we are looking at the foundation of that mindset, the Agile Manifesto. It was written in 2001 by a group of software experts who needed a better way to manage projects where the requirements were constantly changing. There is a common myth that these creators wanted to get rid of planning and documentation. In reality, they still valued those things. They just realized that in complex work, other factors mattered more. The items on the left, like tools and plans, have value. But when you are forced to make a choice, the items on the right side carry more weight. This makes the Agile Manifesto a decision-making compass. It guides a team to prioritize human elements and flexibility when they come into conflict with rigid systems. The manifesto is built on 4 core values. The first prioritizes individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Imagine a team with elite software tools where everything is perfectly logged. If the members never actually talk to each other or share their problems, their progress will likely stall despite the expensive technology. Compare that to a team using a simple whiteboard and sticky notes. Because they communicate constantly and solve problems together, they stay moving and hit their goals. The second value focuses on results, prioritizing working software or working results over comprehensive documentation. This split screen shows the difference in approach. One team might spend months writing massive files of specifications without ever building anything. The other writes the minimal notes needed to quickly create a testable prototype for their users. By focusing on human communication and building things you can actually see and touch, you deliver real value to the user much faster. The third value looks outward, prioritizing customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Traditional contracts often assume a client knows exactly what they need on day one. In reality, a client's priorities usually change once they see the early versions of a product, or the market shifts. Agile teams treat the customer as a partner. Instead of waiting months for a final delivery, the customer provides feedback throughout the journey to ensure the team builds the right thing. The final value is responding to change over following a plan. Planning is still part of the work, but these plans shouldn't become a prison. When new information or market data appears, a flexible team doesn't ignore the change or fear it, but uses it to improve the product. Integrating the customer and staying ready to pivot reduces the risk of spending time and money on a product that no one actually wants. When in doubt, these values provide a single rule: prioritize people, practical value, collaboration, and adaptation. Scrum is the engine that puts these 4 values into daily motion. It is a practical framework designed to make this mindset work. For example, the daily Scrum meeting facilitates human interaction, and the sprint review ensures collaboration with the customer to gather feedback. Watch out for fake Agile. This happens when teams use the vocabulary, like calling their meetings sprints, but keep their rigid, uncommunicative habits. Adopting the vocabulary of Scrum without the underlying behavior often leads to the same rigid bottlenecks Agile was designed to solve. You can test your own team's agility by asking, are we communicating honestly? Are we building something useful? Are we cooperating with our client? And are we learning from change? In our next lesson, we'll move from these 4 values to the 12 principles that go even deeper into how Agile teams operate. Thanks for joining us at SprintLearn Hub. A team's agility is best seen in their daily decisions. It shows up every time they choose to talk through a problem together rather than blindly following a process.